Welcome to Take It from the Ironwoman. My name is Susanne Müller, your host and the Ironwoman. This podcast is about empowering yourself and others to make real changes in the world. You will hear from everyday, smart, sophisticated, hip people like you and me. Not everybody has to be an Ironwoman to impress the world. Together, we will learn from the sports and business leaders how you can become a more successful person as an entrepreneur or a leader. It's one step at a time, one day at a time. Take your steps now. Take your big steps now. Join me on this journey to success. This podcast is being sponsored by Get Loopy. On episode 41, you can hear the story of Isabel, the co-founder and CEO. Get Loopy, get a 20% discount off your first order. GetLoopy.com. Take it from the Ironwoman. We only have special guests. And today we have Ally with us. Ally and I have known each other since last century. We don't say how long, but a long time, a long friendship, a long relationship. And we just said, it's all about relationships. So, Ally, please introduce yourself. Who is Ally who's going to join us here on this episode?
Oh, my goodness. Thank you for having me. And hello, everybody out there. All you beautiful, wonderful people. Yes, we are. We are absolutely gorgeous, wonderful, whoever we are, whatever our choices are, however we were born, however we're going to become. Hello to everyone out there. I believe, and if I were to say, who am I? I'm someone who's always growing, learning, and becoming somebody new every day. So my essence may be the same, my curiosity, my joy for life, but I'm always learning something new, and I'm dynamic. I believe every single human being is dynamic. And as we were discussing before, I said one of the most beautiful documents on earth is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which says we are all born with the birthright of being happy and pursuing happiness. Mm-hmm. So that in itself gives us it's this dynamic energy that makes us new and wonderful people. Can you imagine every day we wake up, brand new day, new sunshine. We roll over and we can make what we can of ourselves every day, brand new. So one day I woke up, I said to myself, I'm very sad because my brother passed away. This is 4 years ago. I said, how much more sadness can I take? He was a creative artist, musician, a very great guitar player. And I had some crayons, literally children's crayons in front of me. And I said, I love color. I love anything that exudes life. Let me draw. And I was drawing. I was having so much fun that hours went by. I didn't realize. I said, let me take it a little further. And I started to paint. And all of a sudden, I'm not a great artist, but I started learning and I started to understand technique. And I couldn't believe there was something called technique. I mean, you look at something beautiful and you think, oh man, that's unreachable. I can't do that. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, wow, I could do something. I could put my feelings and my joy and my sadness onto this canvas, onto this piece of paper. And it was the most enlightening, joyful experience to go through this every day. I'm so lucky, I was able to make a little art room for myself in my home.
And I have to say, I follow Ally on Facebook and I see sometimes her productions and I think it's amazing. So I hope one day you have an exhibit and we can all have a look at those beautiful paintings.
Thank you. Here's how I see it. A painting doesn't have to be perfect, just like we don't, as human beings, have to be perfect. It is a process and evolution, a growth. One day, like in the back, you could see this one here is alcohol technique. And this one here is with eggshells and mixed media. And this one here with some joy compound. This one, we're human beings just like that too. Mm-hmm. We wake up and we have tools at our disposal. Who are they? They're friends, their life experiences. Mm-hmm. And it makes and molds and shifts and creates us into something dynamic. Sometimes it doesn't turn out nice. It's a bad day. Sometimes your painting doesn't turn out great. It's an experiment. I'm learning. I'm growing. And that's why I think I love painting with colors. I use acrylics, watercolors, alcohol, pens, and a whole bunch of things. Not oil, not yet. A little bit of oil, but I experiment every day with painting. If I skip a day here or there, I feel like I got to give birth, even though I haven't ever. But I feel like I want to create. It's a compulsion to create. And I think it's like dancing. It's a burst of energy where you're sharing your aura, your love, your joy, your inner energy, your inner curiosity, excitement with your audience, with your friends, with strangers even.
Yeah. And I have to say, so everybody can go on Ally's website. It's beautiful. But when I visited, I was like, I know she's a businesswoman. She does trade and she's highly intellectual, intelligent and everything. But then there is this tab and it says fun fact. I'm like, I'm gravitating to this. This is much more fun. So tell us about all the fun, the dancing, the stand-up comedy. I want to hear about that.
Well, ever since I'm a kid, and I wrote about this just recently, that my dad knew I loved dancing. And he would take me to live music, even when I was 10 years old. And I used to dance because I grew up in, if you can't tell, in New York and in Astoria, where dancing was an important part of our childhood. Stickball, baseball, punchball, all this, basketball was an important part of our childhood. And dancing, I really loved. So I ended up taking some tap dancing. My father took us ice skating and tap dancing every week. And I was pretty good at it. Now, I was always a chubby child, but I danced on my toes. And I remember my teacher was a Rockette, Radio City. She was, Miss Kathy was her name. And she said to the class, look, she dances on her toes. That's how I want you to tap it, on your toes. So I took tap, jazz, and ballet, and I never stopped dancing. I have zero inhibitions and shame. I dance in supermarkets. I dance everywhere. And it brings me a lot of happiness because when people see, I'm 58 years old, and I've recently lost 37 pounds, but I've always been someone who's a plus size woman who owned my curves and believed, you know what, I got to love myself today as I am. When I dance and people see the joy, I always hear, girlfriend, or, oh, that's beautiful. You're wonderful for dancing. And I think it's my way of hugging someone from far away with my moves and my dance. And, and seeing them smile makes me happy. I learned how to dance when I was a child. I had it always in me. I always had pretty decent rhythm,
That's fantastic. We can feel your energy. So let's get up and dance, right? So this will be fun. Yeah.
People who don't like to dance or who are ashamed, who are wallflowers, to get up and dance, because I empower them, because they say, oh my goodness, look at this middle-aged lady, or even when I was younger, look at this chubby girl dancing with such great confidence. And they get up and they dance with me. I'm like, come on, you could do it too. I was at one point 392 pounds. I didn't care. I got up and I danced. Why would I self-loathe because I'm overweight? It's something that I couldn't comprehend, because I believe that we were all created beautiful. At that moment, at that time. Can you imagine that your life ends today while you're self-loathing? How horrible. No, that would be to say to yourself, oh my God, look at my eyes. I've got bags under my eyes. Oh, look at this. I have a second chin. Oh, look at my back. Do you know what? At the end of the day, you have to love yourself, because you won't be plugged in with the world otherwise. Your light will go out and everybody else's light.
Tell us about your stand-up comedian. How is that? I'm sure you can own the room and everybody will be listening. And I know in March you had like a show and I wanted to come and then everything got canceled.
Again, after I had lost my brother, the same year I lost my fiance, Kenny. And he died of renal failure at age 55. And it was a very sad thing to have two people that I love the most and I care for very much. It still is very difficult for me to talk about, because I'm still grieving, and I think I'll always grieve, but I'll live. When I realized that it was time for me to get back on my feet, to live, to participate in life, I decided what better way to do it than to take a class in comedy. Even if I'm not good at it, I'm going to laugh at other because I love laughing. I'll laugh at other people's jokes and I'll have a good time and I'll meet new people. It's a way of getting plugged into the world again.
Great idea.
I always look at it as if you look at if planet Earth from space and you see the lights at night, you're seeing them sparkle. When you are plugged in, those lights are sparkling. When you're not plugged in, pull the plug out and it's pitch dark. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to be in pitch dark, in loneliness, in isolation, in grief, in sadness. So I took a plug and put it in the comedy club.
Fantastic.
The first thing they do is put you on stage at the club. And they ask you, why are you here? Why did you want to be here? Why you want to be here? And I told them, I said, I'm tired of being sad and lonely and grieving with all the things. I said, no, it can't be worse than being on, to get on stage and to share. If I could spread a little happiness and joy and a little bit of laughter, if I could do a little belly dancing and swing my belly to the left and make funny faces and say something fun, talk about my dating horrors, in the past. Mm-hmm. And if it's funny and it'll make someone laugh and forget their sadness or at least celebrate life, then I'm in the right place. And that's why I'm here. That's why I went to comedy class. And I highly recommend it for shy people. Mm-hmm. I highly recommend it for people who want to do public speaking. Now, I'm very lucky. I had a lot of public speaking experience. Mm-hmm. So I was very comfortable on stage. You could put me in front of 5,000 people, no joke, and I'll get up and tell no jokes. I'll get up and I'll feel comfortable.
I've seen it.
Yeah, it's just that I feel that way. But for people who are challenged, and there are many of us, and I remember when I first started with Monica, do you remember? Mm-hmm. I remember I froze once on stage. Thank goodness she was on stage with me and she took over. I completely blanked out and I was an inexperienced speaker. But you learn. It's, again, technique. Everything has a path. Mm-hmm. You could learn it. You could pick up the tools, whether it's painting, whether it's comedy class, whether it's dancing, whether it's relationships, all of that.
If I think of Ally, it's always like you're always doing something. You have such high energy and it's never boring around you, to say the least. And it's always fun. So, and before we recorded, you said your brother said, and I think this would be a very nice way to end this conversation. What did he say?
To find the most beautiful part of people, the angel in people, to spread love and joy, that you'll be tempted, to, when you're with somebody, if they're not nice, that it'll be difficult. It could be a difficult thing. It could be a very challenging conversation. You just got to find the divine in them and spread your own light and your own love. And you hope that their light will shine too.
This is so beautiful. Let's think of him. I'm sure he's in a very good space. He's looking down. He's happy for you. Thank you so much, Ally. This is beautiful. Thank you.
I want to thank you for shining your light every day behind the screen, trying to help people with their lives with all your little beautiful, wonderful tips that in the grand scheme of things are very important in our life. I have learned from you. So I thank you for shining your light and putting sparks in my life.
Thank you. This is very special. Thank you very much. Thank you. So much energy from Ally. What are you taking away here? Ally is a pure entertainer. She spreads love and happiness and fantastic energy. Take it from the Ironwoman. We have episodes every Monday, every Wednesday. Chime in. We have something for everybody. And don't forget to order Get Loopy. You get 20% off of your first order. And Take It From the Ironwoman is also a book. You can order it on Amazon as a paperback or an ebook. And coaching, mentoring, anything like this is available. Don't be shy. Reach out. Thank you very much. See you next time.